Properties like this don't cash flow much anymore. With higher interest rates in the UK, you're lucky if you're going to be making 50 to 100 quid a month. The fact is the housing crisis in the UK, and the UK government seem adamant on not building enough properties. This means we need to get more out of the housing stock we do have in the UK, which leads us to the HMO strategy. So in today's video, I'm spending it with two of the UK's leading experts, Justin and Ray Ingray. Typically, they'll take a 3-bed property and convert it into a 6-bed HMO with a mix of en-suites and studio rooms, getting a commercial revaluation at the back end. So in today's video, we're going to go around one of their projects. Hi guys, I'm Jim, and along with my brother Dan, we have a small property portfolio in the Northwest, and we also help people invest in the Northwest completely hands-free. This channel is going to document my learnings and journey in property. So if you want to grow your own portfolio and learn more about property, make sure you subscribe.
We're in the first studio. So
Yes.
This is a four studios, 2 en-suites.
4 studios, 2 en-suites, so 6 bedrooms in total, yeah.
Nice, okay. So square footage of the house originally was...
The square footage of the house was around 92 square metres, or 92 to 95 square metres, and that's like the sweet spot for just converting the loft and not having to extend. So yeah, we paid a little bit more for it, but 92's, it's a good start. It's a good size, yeah.
And then you were saying this is the smallest of the studios in this house?
Yeah, this is the smallest of the studios, and what we actually like to do within our studios is we like to separate the kitchenette from the actual sleeping area, because then it does turn it into a mini flat. And of course, if someone here is cooking, I don't know, curry or Chinese or whatever it is, they're obviously cooking where they're sleeping, so they can get the smell in the bedroom. So if we separate it a little bit, which is what we've done in the rest of the bedrooms, and it just makes it a little bit more
That was feedback from the tenants of ours.
Right,
in the
okay.
studios, some was like, oh, I'd rather not sleep where I eat, so then we're putting the partition walls, and the one down the road, HMO officer come out, and obviously they can't tell us where to put a wall, but they looked at our studios and said, the more you do with this partition wall, the more we like.
Right,
so that's what we've tried to appease them a little bit,
So then we've got built-in wardrobe there.
Yeah, built-in wardrobe.
Is that standard? You guys do, or does it just depend on the size?
Yeah, in all of our houses now we like to do it, and a lot of people ask us why, but for each built-in wardrobe I think it costs us around £300. This one is actually going to be an open wardrobe. Sometimes we will put a door on there as well, but depending on what council you're in, if you've got a door on the built-in wardrobe, they won't class it as usable floor space.
So
if it's open, it's usable, and it
it's just classed as the room,
so yeah, we'll put a shelf in there, rail up there for the hang the clothes on and stuff like that.
It's just longevity. They're not going to fall apart, the doors aren't going to come off, they're not going to overfill it and it tips and you've got to buy a new one. It's there when it's done.
That seems like that's come from experience. That's experience.
Wardrobe falling apart.
And then next up we've got the ensuite, so you're saying this is 2.8?
It's around 2.8 square metres, yes, and this is actually the first time we've done the appleboard panelling. It doesn't look too good when it's not painted. I actually really prefer it to the tiles though. A lot less maintenance, less to go wrong. There's obviously no grout where you can usually get leaks and stuff like that. So
cheaper and easier to install as well.
We thought it was going to be, unless we've been mugged off, I'm not sure.
It actually got decided midway we was going to do it, and from the start the builder had priced the tiles, but it comes as an extra.
But we like
like it.
It's a nice one to show upstairs where the light's coming in and you can see it properly. That one looks a bit dark, but I was really happy when I looked at the one upstairs.
But what we usually do is tiles in there, fully tile the ensuite though, just because we think it is a better look and it does. It's a little bit more premium. But we also usually tile the splash pads in the kitchen. This is actually the first time we've used the appleboard in here as well, so we've tried to match the worktop. And I'll be honest, I really prefer it. I really like it.
And then kitchen cupboards and stuff. Was this like Wren or Howdens or something?
Howdens.
Yeah, usually Howdens, but you'll find that every builder is different. Usually a builder have got their own supplier that they've got a good relationship with, and they can have like a trade account, so it all depends on where your builder usually shops, but ours is usually Howdens, right?
Yeah, we don't do any of the buy-in. It's just wherever the builder uses, send us what's in our budget and we'll pick from there.
Right, and then you just give us their own colour or whatever.
We always like to continue the worktop as well in our kitchen areas, so they've got like an eating area as well. Otherwise, if we just stopped it here, it's a little bit of wasted space. So we'll have a stool under here so they can eat, and then a TV up there so they can chill.
Like a breakfast bar type.
It saves buying a table and chairs, and then we can put a desk in under the window. They've got workspace, they've got eating space, and it's all separate.
Yeah.
Nice. In terms of windows, are you just going to give these a clean? And...
No, these have actually been changed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so as you can tell, usually it would be changed before it gets boarded. So it has been a little bit, a little bit back to front, but I'll be honest, that's probably our fault more than anything. We kind of got to the end, closer to the end of the build, and then we just looked at the windows and we said we may as well just change them all. So they're actually getting changed. I think it's next week or the week after. Then we're just going to repair around the windows and make good. Yeah. What you'll find is in some of the rooms as well, we've started to get like some green mold, which actually does come off. It's actually in a lot of the house. We think it's because of the old windows and because the heating's not been on for maybe, I don't know, 7 months, and we've had a pretty bad winter. So once we've changed the windows, we're going to get the heating on and see what happens with it.
She'll get rid of it.
Yeah. So this is the main communal. Yeah. So this is for just 2 tenants in there.
Okay. Yeah.
So the only tenants that are going to be using the actual cooking facilities is just 2, because the rest of them have got their own kitchens.
Yeah, room 3 and 4.
Yeah. Usually when we have a kitchen like this, we provide them with some eating space. We'll have some worktop coming out here.
Yeah.
And stools either side with TV up there, just like a little bit of an eating area.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, most of our communal spaces are quite small, but we cater to professionals, and to students, that bedroom there would be a lounge as well for the students, so they can socialise. But we just find that with professionals, when we provide a lounge, it just gets wasted a little bit, and we don't really use it, so we turn it into a bedroom instead, which is of course better for the numbers and profits.
Yeah. And then, so boiler's been situated. Was the boiler already in here, or?
No, so that's a new boiler. Everything brand new. And what comes accompanies with the boiler as well is we have a 300 litre hot water cylinder. So that would supply all of the en-suites and studio style bedrooms. For that to be efficient enough, we've had to upgrade the incoming water pipe as well to 32mm plastic.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But this is always a bit of a question mark when it comes to developing HMO, because it's usually an afterthought, and a lot of people then try and find the space to actually put that without like wasting anything. So most of our HMOs will put it under the stairs where it's not really usable anyway. Yeah, and then it's quite handy to have a little plant room as well. Because
I was going to say that's good. Yeah.
They put the mop and bucket in there. They'll put like an ironing board in there. But what we also have is we'll put paints in there. So what we'll do with the paints that are already in the house and any that's been left over is we'll just write on there where the paint is for. So if we've got feature walls, if we write on there and we need to touch it up at some point, it's just easier than going out and buying it. Yeah.
We've put that on Trello as well, and it sounds such a daft thing, but it helps. If you've been doing it a long time and then something happens in room 1,
18 months in, you forget.
What paint is it? So we make a note of what paints are in every single house, what colour, where they are, and then we know.
No extension or?
No extension. Yeah, we're quite lucky on here. We didn't have to extend. So this is going to be the living area. We've had to dot and dab these walls.
Yeah.
So where the dab is behind the plasterboard, it's sort of like built up moisture, and that's where we think that the cold is like sitting the most. So in here we're going to have a bed here with 2 bedside lights, TV up there with a desk below it. Built-in wardrobe is in that corner.
See what you mean? This feels significantly bigger than the other one.
Yeah,
is this the biggest?
No.
No, I don't think it is. I think top one's the biggest.
Right. That's what he's got there.
Yeah, separate kitchen and then ensuite.
All like self-contained. Yeah. Bigger than the other ensuite in the first one.
I think it's around the same one. It might just be a little bit smaller. This was actually the exit for the house previously. So where that shower cubicle is, that was a back door.
That was a back door.
Oh yeah. Because this was like a weird random bit.
Yeah, because it smelled like dog poops.
I can't remember it smelling like that.
Yeah, we thought it was dogs in it.
Really?
This is one of the smaller bedrooms. So we're stood where the old bathroom used to be.
Yeah.
So it's always really handy when this outrigger here and this outrigger is big enough for a bedroom.
Yeah.
Because then we can utilise them both, and usually that's the bathroom, that's the kitchen. So that's mainly what we look for in these old style Victorians. Because if that's not big enough to be a bedroom, it can be hard to configure it, and you've then got to try to get another bedroom up here or another bedroom on the ground.
Yeah. Or your double extension ground line.
Yeah. So we do save a lot of money on the refurb if they're big enough for bedrooms.
Yeah. So it's these 2 rooms, this one and the one next door, that share the kitchen downstairs.
Okay.
So that's just solely for them.
2 ensuite rooms.
Yeah.
What's the difference for you guys around there in price for them?
I'd say about £150 difference from studio rooms and ensuite rooms. Premium price, what we haven't in this area before, just because of how we're going to spec it out at the end. See how we get on. We can always reduce it. But for us, we don't normally ever go for the highest rents compared to everyone else. And I think it's because we'd rather the tenants move in quick, they stay.
Good tenants.
Yeah.
It's that sweet spot, isn't it?
Rather than going for, we know people that do go for a lot and they get them, but I just don't know how long a tenant's going to stay paying that price.
And also, the key thing for us to getting these really good commercial valuations is providing the valuer at the end, the AST contracts. Because if you haven't got them in place and the valuer comes along and he's going to value it based on the gross, right? Where if you're going to say, I think I'm going to achieve these bedroom rates.
Or if you've got it.
You can say, I'm doing it.
Because if you say to him, I think I'm going to get 700 per room, he's going to go straight to spare room, straight to right move, and he's going to say, well, the market rent is around 550, so I don't think you're going to get that, and that's when you get the down valuations.
You can just see
yeah.
Well, that one is massive.
That is quite a big one, yeah, we could have made that smaller.
Yeah,
we could have made it smaller.
42 square metres.
But maybe that's why I think it looks really nice, so it might be worth keeping a decent size.
Do you think that has an impact on people choosing this room, bigger bathroom, or is that not really a
I
driver
don't
for
know, I
people?
suppose it depends what do people prefer. Would prefer a bigger bedroom or a bigger bathroom?
Bigger bathroom, yeah.
I can't imagine them picking a bigger bathroom. I think always the living space. You're
I
going
don't-
to spend 95% of the time here, aren't they? 5% in the bathroom.
Yeah, but if there's a nice big mirror up and women, especially if these shelves want to get ready there, it's good lighting, they might like that rather than a room.
I suppose it's good flexibility to have all in one house, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's options for them, I suppose is a good thing. And then in terms of like paint on the wall, is that, do you start a standard colour scheme, do you? Or?
Near enough, yeah. And
We all
Justin
do about
hates
this.
it because he wants to go all stupid and change it every time. Yeah.
I
and
get
once-
creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Oh, what's that?
But we haven't got time, and it's just so annoying. And I think the room's rent, it works. Let's just do
Okay,
it.
broken. So would you guys do any like paneling, or would you just leave it like?
We've done paneling the one down the road. We haven't in this one, but we are going to. We're quite bad for not really dressing the rooms as such and not putting pictures up because normally it gets rented during the build.
Yeah.
So then you think, do I
Do I
really
actually
need
need
to
to spend
spend
that
that
additional
extra
money?
money
Yeah.
because I know it rents as it is. But this one, we are putting the pictures up, the plants, and going a bit all
Doing the
out.
full-
So we're going to do the staging, but not do the paneling in this one and
Right.
see how we get on.
Yeah, and to me, like, it all depends on what area you're in.
Yeah.
Like, where we are here, we're like probably one of the only HMO developers here, so our product is the best on the market currently here. Whereas, let's say you went to Derby, there's some amazing products, right? So to get the good range, you've got to really stand out.
They're like
You've got to spend-
SAs, aren't
you're like-
they?
yeah,
Right,
they're different grade there. So
This one is huge.
yeah. This one is the one where we put the partition wall up. So what a lot of people do, and actually we used to do it until we started getting feedback from tenants, we would just leave a room really big because then it can look a little bit bigger, but I just, that divide wall to me is just,
It feels bigger, doesn't it?
yeah, it just feels like a flat. So like they're gonna have the bed here with like the bedside lights, and then we're gonna have a TV here up the wall, and then yeah, kitchen area around here, so it's just totally separate, and the ensuite is there.
I'd prefer living in this.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
Have it
definitely.
separate.
Yeah, it doesn't feel,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like you're living in a HMO, doesn't
No,
it?
it feels like you're in a flat.
Yeah, and one thing we always do, and one thing you should always do with studio style bedrooms is provide a laminate or some sort of lino around the kitchen area.
Right.
So even in the one downstairs where we was, it's over the carpet, but like a metre or two around
Yeah,
the kitchen
around.
area. Yeah, it's going to be hard floor.
Is that from a cleaner point of view, or?
Yeah. And if they drop something hot as well, burns, things like that, so we do always put laminate. But this time, we normally have like a wooden floor look and then carpet and then a funky design in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But this time we're doing funky design and what matches the bathroom, so we'll see what that looks
All the
like.
way through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Yeah.
That's what we compromised on this time. So I said, Ray, let's not go for grey, let's go for something funky. She said, let's just do the floor instead.
Yeah, so we're trying that.
Yeah.
Slowly getting there, maybe.
Yeah.
the next one will be like-
rising her over.
Will we do it from here?
Yeah,
We'll
we'll do it from there,
won't
yeah.
we?
And then
the whole
carpet,
kitchen bit.
Whole kitchen, but yeah.
There's nothing upstairs, so it's really hard for people to see the vision of like what it's going to look like on the view in. But what we always do is we always jump in the loft, measure the ridge beam to the joist, and make sure we've got enough space. So a big tip is to always take ladders because a lot of the time I haven't, and I've been climbing on agents' shoulders, and then it's quite embarrassing asking them sometimes.
Doing some parkour.
So yeah, there's going to be a window there when all the windows get fitted.
So this is we're in the dormer now.
Yeah, this is a dormer, just a standard dormer. What
Yeah.
the project I'm going to show you after is actually got an L shape,
Yeah.
so you can see how much additional space it creates. Of course, that comes with a cost. So yeah, living area. So there's going to be a bed here, with bedside lights. We're going to have a desk here with a TV up here.
Yeah, this is like a flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
This does feel like a flat. So this is typically the most expensive bit of the build, the dormer. Always.
Unless you're extending.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of people ask me what's more expensive, extending or going into the loft. I prefer to go to the loft. I just feel like you're adding another floor to the house, and I just feel like it makes it feel a lot bigger. Cost-wise, generally around the same, if I'm honest.
And I think people like living up here.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would want this because I can't hear anyone walking above.
Yeah.
It's out the way, you're on your own, you've got a nice big window. I would much prefer living up here away from everyone else.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
What's the rationale behind this then? Was this just to utilise the space to bring it off there?
Yeah, so it was originally all the way in, but we wanted like this breakfast bar bit here, and it's just not something we could have created if it went all the way
Yeah.
in. So what we've done is we've put a door on the end, and we've just allowed it for a little bit of storage.
Storage.
Yeah,
Huge.
just so it's not wasted.
Yeah.
What we should have done, looking back, is probably put this concrete board up into the
Right.
ceiling. We like our builds to be hands off.
Yeah.
So
No, we come round at the end and we're like, oh, we should have done that.
Could've done
But it's
it,
because
could've
we haven't
that's kind
looked
of
throughout the build.
our downfall, getting to the end design. And we do make them look really nice, right? But sometimes we want to change some stuff, but not coming on site as much is allowing us to grow and scale a lot more.
Yeah,
So
and
That's
I
the
think-
trade-off between the
Yeah,
details.
Yeah, and I think some people obsess over minute details,
Over
especially
that.
when it's
Yeah.
like the first few ones they've done. But it doesn't affect the rents. The tenants are never going to know. The room still looks premium. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's your own ego, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I just think get it, let the tenants move in, and everyone's
Yeah, because the build's the biggest risk period, isn't it? Because
yeah.
there's a lot that can go wrong.
massive, like, yeah. You've got to keep on top of the builder, and the builder's always going to give you a schedule of works, right? But what I always recommend to do is plug that into a project tracker, because a project tracker is going to tell you what progress should be made on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not there on a weekly basis making sure it's on track, you can massively start to fall behind, because I find a lot of people will visit site on a Friday, and if they haven't got it in a project tracker, they'll look around and they'll be like, yeah, a little bit of progress has been made, I'm happy. But really,
It's not where it should be.
Is it the right progress?
Is it the progress that should have been done for that week? We was guilty of that when we first started.
We are now.
Yeah, sometimes we are. You just walk around and think, oh yeah, there's people on site, there's work being done. But if you actually look, well, that should have been done last week. And if you don't pull it then, it literally takes like 24 hours before you realise that that one setback is now a 3-week setback.
Yeah.
You really got to stay on top of it.
Yeah, because every week you're on the bridge, it costs around £7,000. Sometimes even more. You've got loss of rent, so that's usually, for here it's like 4,300. You've got interest on the bridge, interest to the investor, and then you've got loss of opportunity, which you can't even account for, right? So that's why it's so important that the end date is the end date. So if you start pulling early on, if it's falling behind, then you can save some money.
So typically with you guys, like every Friday, right, we're going around with the builder, it's like yes, everyone's happy.
We kind of do it, because we do this full time, right? So like, I would always recommend most people do it at the end of the week, but because we're always around Nottingham, we just check in as we're around. So usually we can pop in on a Monday, maybe a Wednesday, depending on what we're doing.
I think for us it's working with a good builder as well that will give you updates without you asking on a Friday, and you've not got to go then if you don't want to. They'll send the photos, they'll send the checklist of what's been done, and you can then look, has all of that been done that matches up? Yeah, great. And sometimes when you use development finance, it does make things easier because the bank's paying for what works have been completed, so you can keep on track a bit more. Whereas when you're using your own funds, investor funds, you're the one that's got to stay on top of everything. It's not a bank coming out and checking.
Yeah, you're not protected, because if they say like 30 grand's worth of work has been done and you're paying out of your own bank, you may just pay them that money and say, yeah, I think £30,000 worth of work has been done.
I would never know that. Like, I've never been on a site, like, I would never know that you got to trust your builder. And some builders aren't trustworthy, are they?
So that's why we really do like development finance, because when we do want to do that drawdown of £30,000, someone will come out and check that work, so they do protect
Just a
it
bit more of a process.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's the last.
ensuite of the house, yeah.
And in terms of everything, it's got tracker fans in, separate isolated on the outside.
Yeah.
That's all pretty standard, isn't it?
Yeah. This one we've actually gone for electric towel rads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we usually, and I prefer to have them on the heating system, so they come on when the rest of the radiators come on. But the builder on this one just said, do you want to try it out? It's something I do on one of my builds, so we said, yeah, why not? Let's give it a go. I don't really like it as such, because it just means that the tenants can leave it on. I prefer it to be on a timer, so then I can control that timer from my phone as well.
Yeah.
And then I know they're not wasting money, because
Wasting electricity.
tenants don't care about the bills.
Yeah.
Because they're not paying them.
They're not incentivized there.
Yeah, garden, we're just going to gravel it and leave it for maintenance. There's 2 car parking spaces at the bottom as well, and then we're going to get the external rendered as well, because we've had to make some adjustments to like the doors and block some doors over and to neaten it up, as well as the side of the house. So when you guys first came, you might have noticed the side of the house and rendering stuff was coming off, so we're going to get that all patched up.
In terms of car parking, is that something you find tenants around here need it, or is it just a nice
Not really. No, not really, if I'm honest. So we've got a lot of tenants, because we've got a rent-to-own portfolio as well, so it's not just our own HMOs, and we find not many of them actually drive. Yeah, that there's very minimal professionals that drive, and a lot of them work in the town centre and they commute and they're on a bus route. So not many of them actually drive. So not a lot of our HMOs have actually got parking. Most of it is road parking.
Yeah, all of ours, apart from 2 properties that I can think of, have got a drive. Everything else is on street parking. It's always an objection that comes up from the neighbours, or if it ever has to go to planning, it's always an objection. We've done surveys on on all of our portfolio to find out how many people have actually got cars, and it is minimal. But as well, we've said to neighbours, if it's ever a concern, we get an influx of people wanting rooms, we can pick and choose.
Yeah,
we're not
well,
going to put in
manage it,
6 tenants that have got cars, like that's taking the mick. 2 people, I think 2 cars per house is enough. I mean, the people that live across the road from our mum and dad, it's a family, the teenage kids is 4 cars.
4 cars, yeah.
But we always try and do 2-3 cars max.
Yeah.
Planning can sometimes be shit hot and that, depending on what area you're in, especially if you're going for sui generis or you're having to go for C4 under if you've been Article 4. A lot of councils will say you need, like, how many tenants you've got, you need at least half of the car parking spaces.
For them,
Yeah, so, and that's really hard to actually get. You find houses with like parking, very rare to come by. I mean, I'm not sure what it's like in other areas, but in Nottingham and Derby, it's tricky, isn't it?
Well,
It's all on the street.
Yeah, but I'll say that all we've been looking at
Yeah.
all resident parking.
Yeah.
So you'd be all double yellow, so you'd be screwed.
Yeah.
When you do a loft conversion for building control, you need breathable felt under your tiles. Otherwise, you have to put in like a load of tile vents in between the rafters.
Yeah.
So the builder gave us the option. He said, look, we can do that, but some of the tiles have already been repaired. If you're going to hold this asset for 20 years, we recommend you change your roof. So all new tiles, all new rafters, breathable felt underneath, so it pleased the building control as well. Get it looking better. This will all be gravel.
It shouldn't be too hard to maintain, should it?
No. Yeah, that's the typical Victorian 3-bed to 6-bed.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then to the purchase of this, you said it was 180.
180 or 185, I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was 185.
Was it 185?
Yeah.
Yeah, 185.
Yeah.
And was that investor fund you financed?
So we got this on development finance for the actual deposit of the development finance, and the lifting cost was angel funded. Yeah. So 185 purchase. Fees are roughly between 20 and 25k. So that's upfront costs, bridging interest, investor interest. Been in build now for around 4 or 5 months. So we'll refinance early and save a bit of money on the bridge for what we've calculated.
Yeah, it's normally 12 months, isn't it?
Yeah. So we always get a 12-month bridge, leaves a little bit of contingency in there. Spent around 100 and, well, quote was 140, but we've had a few extras, and a lot of that is from what we've chosen. So we chose to upgrade the windows, the roof, so probably spent in total around 155, and it will refinance around 480 to 495.
Nice.
So yeah, after refinance, we'll probably leave in around 20 to 25k.
Yeah.
But it's going to net around 17k a year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a return on investment of 7%.
Yeah. Are you guys typically looking at 20, 30 grand leaving in? Are you guys happy with that?
Yeah, we are, aren't we? And our business partners are for their deals. They maybe a little bit more, and we're happy to leave with 30k when it's a deal for ourselves. We don't mind leaving that in.
Yeah, because the return on investment is so high.
And it opens you up to so many more deals. If you're just looking for all money out deals,
You miss out.
you're missing out.
I do see why people go for the all money deals, especially when like the newer investors, because if they're using all angel finance,
It's
then
scary, isn't it, leaving their
you're
money
leaving
in?
in someone else's money. So you've got to have a clear understanding with your angel that it's their money being left in and they're going to be paid back through their rental income.
Yeah.
Or if they're not happy with that, you've got to replace them with another investor. So after 12 months, if they've left 20 grand in, if you find another angel investor who will be willing to loan you 20k, you replace that one investor with another one and then pay them through the rental income. So I do see why people want all money out deals, but the only problem is that they are hard to come by, or we've done plenty of them doing one at the minute, which is all money out plus profit.
Now we've got the plan.
Yeah, now we've got a plan. yeah, we're like 30 or 40 grand out after we
Oh,
yeah. So mega deal. But they are so hard to come by. So if you want to grow, if you want to scale, you've got to have a strategy in place for the money that's left in on each deal.